A person's wisdom yields patience. It is to one's glory to overlook an offense. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Bumper Sticker Wisdom. I'm John.
I'm Terry.
Thank you. You're not Yaya. You're Terry. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm going to say a quick prayer and we will get started. Heavenly Father, we want to thank you for this opportunity. We want to commit ourselves to you and commit this time to you and just give us an opportunity to just dig a little deeper and discover something fresh and anew about you, Father. We want to lift up anybody right now who is listening to us or who's within earshot of us or who's taking a choice or a chance to listen, that we bring something that they need right here, right now, Father, that this time be ordained for them, Father. We love you. We thank you. It's in Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Hello, Terry. We're not starting this day very well.
No, we're not.
We're kind of rubbing each other the wrong way for some reason.
It's okay. It happens.
Rub me the right way.
Not gonna happen.
Dang it.
Sorry.
Such is life. No. It's interesting because we've been kind of talking about taking offense, and I thought, interestingly enough, it seems as though there might be a little bit of that friction going on here today for whatever reason. And I wonder sometimes if are we just taking an offense at somebody else, or is there other underlying issues that are causing a problem that are causing us to just be a little bit more sensitive towards other persons or another person's behavior or actions? And I think it's probably a combination of things.
It is, yeah.
But I think the greatest question is why are you so offended? What is it that is offended to you? You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Whenever you take an offense to something, why? What are you offended by?
I don't know. Sometimes you get offended. There's a lot of reasons why you get offended. Sometimes it's like, you can be hurt.
Yeah.
Or you could take it the wrong way.
Sure.
Or there's a lot of different ways you could be.
I think miscommunication is a huge
That is a huge one.
way.
That is a very huge one. Yes, it is. So the best way to do is just to be able to stop and listen. That's the best way to be able to do that, is to stop and listen, The last
thing we want to do when we're offended is just listen.
Yeah.
We want to express our opinion and our view and not listen to the opposing person or whoever we are offended by.
It is.
View. A lot of times we'll actually set up walls around ourselves and place barriers around ourselves to keep ourselves from even attempting to listen to the other person's point of view.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And look, I'm not a political type of person. I don't really dabble in the world outside of my own life. Mm-hmm. I guess I do on a level, but this has kind of caused some of that. But this is what's going on out there in the world all the time. Mm-hmm. The constant level of offense that people are taking just because of a difference of opinion.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, look, we're not all going to see the things the same.
We're not. You're right, because Brooke kind of made me feel like that today. She actually said, are you offended? Or I took things the wrong way.
Right.
And it did hurt my feelings,
Sure.
And I was very hurt because there are things, I have kids and I see their actions, I see their emotions, I see everything they go through and how they act towards me sometimes. You know?
And so now what you're talking about is you're seeing a behavior play out in a child that you're seeing come from a parent, essentially. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And I'm the world's worst. Mm-hmm. It was interesting because we were talking to Aiden this weekend.
Yeah.
I was talking to him and we were kind of just talking about the brothers' relationships. And, you know, I asked him, how much of that is me? How much of that's on me? You know what I mean? How much of this thing that goes on, how much of your mindset, how much of your approach has to do with things that I did? You know what I mean? And I don't know that they've ever thought about it.
Yeah.
Maybe they have, maybe they haven't, but I've thought about it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And so that's what you're talking about. But in the moment, you don't even realize you're doing anything that's bad until later.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You don't recognize the effect that you're having on your child until you see it exhibited in them.
Yeah.
And then you're like, oh shit, that's 100% me. You know what I mean? When I see, you know, my youngest son has a temper, right? And I've seen him lash out. It's cost him dearly at times because of his inability to control his temper. That's me. You know what I mean? That's my fault.
Yeah.
And it's not my fault, but I planted that seed, right? Mm-hmm. That's the thing, right? Like, and it's
funny. Crystal says that she made me feel good the other day, and she was like that she said, "I'm glad you're in my John's life and the boy's life, and I think you've made life better for them." And she's a good mom too, and she knows that she's had faults too, but she knows.
Don't we all?
You know, but like I said, she made me feel good about, you know, things and stuff like that too. So that made me feel good too, you know.
I guess the question that I have is it the actual offense or the actual action that has you offended, or is it just the person that makes it offensive?
Good question. Good question.
Actually, probably a really challenging question.
It is a pretty good challenging question.
And I don't mean it to like take you to a place that makes you uncomfortable, but you and I have always challenged each other. Right? To think further.
Yeah.
And man, sometimes our personal views about someone can totally and will totally motivate our responses to them, whether they did anything serious or not. You know what I mean? And some stuff is just not our business either.
You're right. It's not.
You know, but it's real hard.
Like I told Brooke today, those are my babies. They're 8 hours of my baby all day, every day.
Yeah.
You know, which still, I still know my business. Still.
In the age of social media, everybody makes everything everybody's business. True. You know what I'm saying? Yes. And so, like, on some level, I blame the world for that. You know what I mean? And I blame people for putting their business out on social media. Like, bro, like, nobody has to know all that stuff. You know, so I learned a long time ago, everything you have inside your mind doesn't need to be articulated out loud.
No one needs to know your business.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. Do you remember Rodney Carrington, the comedian? Mm-hmm. He was talking about, like, being in church. You know what I mean? And he's in a Baptist church, and like they come to the altar and they just make you feel all guilty. And he's like,
yes.
They come down and, oh Lord, I've been sinning. And it's like, tell it, brother. I've been drinking and da, da, da. And then he goes, screw the goat. And he's like, I don't think you ought to say that.
Yes, like, I do remember that.
Not everything's meant to be said, you know.
Exactly.
And again, that's tongue in cheek. Like, there's a little silliness involved in it, but at the same time, like, look, man, some stuff is not for the world, and some stuff is between you and the person you're dealing with, and you and God,
and that's it.
And that's all you got. You know what I mean?
Absolutely, yeah.
I would know. I know that anytime that you act differently than I'm accustomed to, I get offended.
I get it.
You know what I mean? Because I know you. I know.
Yeah.
I know how you generally operate and how you generally respond and how you generally act. And so whenever you act different from that, I instantly pick up on it. Like, what's up?
I know. My baby's the same way. And I'm telling you, it's just like, whoa, I'm going to snip your head off. I'm like, what is wrong with you? And when I figure out, I'm like, I should know this. I should know this already. I should know this. And it's hurtful.
Well, don't beat yourself up over that.
I know, but it makes me want to cry because I want to cry with them, and then, it's just I know I get it. I want to cry with them. That's it. I love them, and
Yeah.
do I want to choke them sometimes? Yes, but I still love them.
Of course.
And I still want to be their yaya for them. But I want to I want to love them where they're at too.
I think that's what you have to focus on, though, because that's it, right?
It's hard. It's
You're
very
their
hard.
yaya, and that's what you got to be.
I know. It's hard.
So you got to be ready to be that person that you always are for them.
I
You know
know.
what I mean? Because look, that's who they love.
I know.
That's who they respect.
I'm just ready for them to go to school.
Some of them, you're gonna cry. You
I
liar!
am.
You
I
liar! You're a
am.
liar!
I am.
You say that, and then that happens, and you're like,
I know.
it's happened like 3 times already.
I know. I know. I am.
You had a question earlier that I thought was really interesting that you wrote down, and I'd be interested to talk about that question.
The first question I asked,
I think so. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. I didn't look at your list.
the question was, why do people get offended so easily sometimes?
Man, and we kind of started to touch on it a little bit, and it's a lot of things.
It's a lot of things. Like on here, it says, may think it's funny. I mean, sometimes they might think it's funny. Hey, well, that was kind of funny. Well, some people not always think things are funny.
Yeah, we've had that problem many
Yes.
times because it's like there's certain things that it's like we are in our normal operation of things, like it's funny, and then all of a sudden it's not. And
It's not
like,
funny the next time.
okay, now,
Yeah.
now I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what in the panic
Yeah.
mode. Beep, beep, beep. You know,
Pause.
please tell me what the hell's going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think a lot of times people get offended when their beliefs or the things that they think
Yeah.
they are right about get challenged.
Yes. Yes.
Right? Because, and again, that's just a difference of opinion.
Yeah.
Look, I can stand here and be berated for my faith, and I can live with it because I know the positive side of this relationship, right?
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of things in me as a person, how I have grown as a person, how has it changed me in my behavior, how I treat other people. Look, love is the most important thing.
Right.
At the end of the day, that's it.
Right.
And whether you want to be a believer or not, if we're all loving each other, then we're not hurting each other.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm talking about,
Right.
right? And so
Right.
the way that this relationship has changed me as I've grown to understand it, it has grown me to have more patience
Yeah.
and become less offended
Yes.
just because somebody doesn't think
Yeah.
the same as me,
Right.
right? And then there's other things. People are offended because they don't look like each other,
Yes.
you know?
We were just talking. I was talking to someone today about being offended about how they dressed
Yeah.
or how they people are always offended how people dress or look or
Hey, you and I are guilty of it too.
yeah.
We've talked about it. Going through the grocery store. Why would you wear that?
Oh, but dude,
You know what I mean? And look,
I agree. I agree.
On some
put
level-
some clothes on people. Give people an imagination.
yeah. And look, we were talking the other day. It was like, look, I'm okay with body positivity. I'm all about
I
it.
get it.
I'm all about it. But body positivity should be between you and me.
Yes.
It's not the whole world's issue,
Yes,
right?
yes.
Like, look, okay, not everybody sees things the same.
Absolutely
right?
not.
Beauty is in the eye of the beholder, right?
Yes.
So you are far more beautiful to me
Yes.
than what somebody else may see,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
Same goes for everybody.
Right.
And so
Absolutely.
Look.
Absolutely.
you're looking trashy.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Come on, man.
I will not lie to you. I'm one of those people. Please don't wear house shoes into public, please. That's why they're called house shoes. House shoes.
I had a student come into class yesterday with house shoes on. I was like, dude, put some stinking shoes on. Man.
Well, you're lucky if you get Poppy in them to wear shoes to church. I'm sorry. They don't wear
They're
shoes.
there all day too.
But I get it. So, yes.
And the shoes they wear aren't comfy shoes. They're not
Yes.
tennis shoes.
Yeah.
They want to wear sandals and, the
high heels. Yes.
Ooh! You want to know? Okay. And I don't like to put the names out, especially when we talk about kids, but her sister, the older sister, man, she is meant to be on stage.
Well, she made me mad on Sunday.
What happened?
She was mean to her cousin. I said,
I remember you telling me about that. Yeah.
I was upset with her. She's, you can't sit here. And I'm like, that's mean.
That's
I
just
said,
a
you're
stinking
mean.
kid thing.
And there was a spot open. So my baby goes and sits on the end. I was like, what? You don't know how much I wanted to miss church and go there and sit with her. She just looked at me and went, I said, you're rude.
That's bully behavior.
I said, you're rude. I said, you're being a bully. And she just went,
Yeah. She loves to do the action songs in class.
oh, yeah.
And she's got them heels on and she stomps on that stage. Donk, donk, donk. I'm like,
Yeah.
she
Oh, yeah.
she is meant to be on stage.
She's gonna be a singer, and I'm telling you, my other little baby too. She sings. She's gonna sing good too.
Yeah.
She's gonna be one of those singers too. So
I just think that people get offended so easily because they want to stand on things, and it's like, man, not everything's that serious.
it's not.
You know what I mean? Like, it's. I don't know. There's a fine line there too. Like, you want to be careful with what you don't take seriously.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Especially when you're dealing with children.
Yeah.
When you see certain things and see certain behaviors, like, I get it. I understand. You need to pay attention. You know what I mean? But like, we've talked about it at the church. It's frustrating for. Okay, so we have 2 services, right? And so some of these students are there first and second service. Yeah. Once they're there for the second, they're terrible
out. Yep.
because they don't want to be there anymore, right? And we used to split them off.
Yeah.
But we can't unless we have an extra female, right? Surprisingly, we have more males serving in elementary than we do females, right? And so we can't split the room apart because the rules at the church, and I totally get it. It's the liability situation. We don't allow men to be present in the room with children without a female present.
I get it. I get it.
I totally understand it, but it's frustrating.
I do it if they pay me.
That's a whole different topic on top of another topic on top of another topic.
I agree. But
Because look, sometimes, man, listen,
it's hard.
I'm going to be dead honest with you. And sometimes you get the feeling that, they always talk about, we don't want something from you, we want something for you, right? And serving in the church sure sometimes feels like slave labor. It feels like free labor to me.
Yeah.
Especially when you're talking about some of the things that some of us have to do and do. You know what I mean?
Do.
Do.
Just kidding.
But you don't want to think about it like that,
No, I
right?
agree.
Like, and so that to me is all about keeping things in perspective.
Yeah.
And so I don't do it. I'm not doing it for them.
Right.
I'm not doing it for the church.
Yeah, I get it.
I'm not doing it for the leaders of that church, and I'm not doing it for the people that operate that church. I'm doing it for God.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I'm doing it for those kids
Absolutely.
because I love those kids.
I'm telling you right now, if I went in that room and I walked in there and they'd be like,
You have far less patience than I do. I'm surprised by that. I figured I would be way harsher.
I couldn't do elementary.
I think they're fun. Half of the
Dude,
half of what you were getting mad about, I was like, they're
I walked
fine.
in there and I saw all your high school killers. I was like, what are you doing? Can y'all interact?
Oh, well, I pushed them to come and interact.
I get it.
Speaking of which, did I tell you about the student yesterday that taught?
Oh, you had a student taught yesterday?
Yeah, I had one of the youth kids teach yesterday.
Oh, no.
He's good. He did really, really good.
Oh,
he
I'm
did
so
excellent.
happy.
He's so passionate. Like, I loved it. I was like,
That's so good. I'm glad that you've done that and you have been charged of that and that's come
he
so long.
So I've had 2 youth students teach the class. And the biggest thing that I had was like they would get to a point where they didn't know what to say next. And so I would kind of bridge the gap for them. Just like I would kind of just jump in and be like, oh, so how about this? And and then they would think of
Lead
something
on.
else to
Okay,
go on.
cool.
And then there's another thing. It's the same thing that most people have when they start to do like public speaking, especially when there's no like direct plan or script. They don't know how to stop.
Yeah.
They don't know how to close it. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? It's like, okay, we're going to pray now or whatever. Or like, I like to let the kids pray.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's good, though.
So I always ask a student, hey, who wants to pray for us? And if one volunteers, I'll let them pray. If they don't, I'll just do it. You know what I mean? Okay, well, we'll pray together. But
That's awesome.
anyway, it's really cool to see.
That's awesome. They're all stepping up and doing that. That's so cool.
Yeah, I've had 2 students teach. The 2 girls, I think they've both taught
Yes.
now.
And then you had a
had
young
2
man. What was
boys.
his name?
Braden and Lincoln
Rankin and Lincoln.
are
Yes.
both taught.
And one of them is Tori's
Yes. Nephew.
nephew. Yeah.
Yeah, he's the one that taught last week.
Awesome.
Yeah, so pretty excited about that. But
That is awesome, though.
I think that whole thing about like just what's your motivation? Have you ever heard that, like actors like, what's my motivation?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? In a scene or whatever. It's such a stupid thing. Like, you know,
It's not stupid, but,
but
it's
the
actually,
reality of it is,
yeah.
what is your motivation?
Right.
Am I doing this so that I can get glorified? Am I doing this so I can line my pocketbook?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Am I doing this so that I can be impressive to somebody?
Right.
No, that's not humble at all.
No,
right?
absolutely not.
Humility, the humble part of me is I'm doing this because I feel like that's what God called me to do.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Like I've told you hundreds and hundreds, I've said it on here probably. I always wanted to be a teacher
Yeah.
from the time I was 12. It's weird, I know. I've always wanted to be a teacher. And I was on my path to that, and things changed in my career path, and I chased the dollar instead of the career, and
That's
I'm
okay, though.
not sorry that I did that. There's a part of me that regrets that but at the same time, you do lose patience with
Yeah,
them.
you
know,
do.
you lose patience with doing it. You lose patience. I can't imagine doing it 5 days a week, every day,
Yeah.
for 8 hours a day, 9 hours a day.
Now you have to do the STAR test and
That's what stopped me. Honestly, I started
Yeah.
looking at the climate of the education system, and we're not teaching kids. We're not mentoring kids about life outside of the classroom. We're just building sheep, and that's not what I want to be. I want to mentor children into having, because I had a jacked up life growing
Yeah.
up. You know what I mean? I have a jacked up existence with jacked up emotional systems,
Yeah.
and you know what I mean? Like I want to protect them from that and
Yeah.
help them have
yeah.
mechanisms to be able to cope with that and know that they have a safe place to go.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like life sucks.
Yeah.
Life's hard.
It
You
is
live in
hard.
an abusive home and you can't talk.
Yeah.
You can't tell anybody because you know why? It causes more problems. You know? So at the end of the day, I just want to love on those kids. And damn whether the church is using me or not. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
that's, who gives a shit?
Mm-hmm.
You know? Who cares?
Yeah.
I'm not doing it for them. I'm doing it because I love those children.
Yeah.
And
I got you.
I'd want to do it for God.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Totally get it.
What else you got on that offense question?
Okay. So it's how can you handle it better?
How can you handle an offense better?
Yeah.
Stop. Well, first of all, compartmentalize probably, which means just like figure out why is it important to you and what can you control.
What can you control? Control what you can control.
Yeah.
John's favorite words.
If you can't control the situation, it really doesn't concern you anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So all you can really do is control what you can control, and what you can control is how you operate with those children, right? And that in your situation. And love people, man. I mean, if we're loving people,
Mm-hmm.
then we will have grace. And remember that we need grace too.
Absolutely. Yeah.
You know, whenever a lot of times when we're taking an offense to something and we're acting out in an offended way,
Yeah.
we're forgetting that we have things that they could be offended by too.
Right. Right.
And will be offended by
Right.
too. You know what I
So
mean?
the questions I had were, don't take everything personal,
Yeah, 100%.
and apologize when needed. You know,
I'm sorry.
and it says, listen better.
Yeah.
You know,
That's that whole James thing, man. We must be first quick to listen and slow to speak.
Yeah.
And thus slow to anger.
Yeah.
You know, that's a lot. That little sentence and a half.
Yeah.
We must be quick to listen and slow to speak.
Yeah.
And we will become slow to anger
Yeah.
if we do this.
Yeah. So,
You know how hard that is, though?
yes.
Especially in the
Yes.
world we're in now. We all want to talk over each other.
Yeah.
I don't even want to let you say what you got to say. I'm going to say what I got to say.
But I want to have the last word. Most people want to have the last word.
I've been working on that.
Me too.
It's hard.
So,
It's hard.
yeah. That's the last question I had. But those were really good. I was like, I really wanted to talk about offense because I had it on I've been struggling with that for about
So something that I
3
came
weeks. So,
up, and it's interesting because, and that's what you should focus on because it's something that you're going to be dealing with, right? And I think this is how God works in a lot of ways. When you start to see things show up in your life repetitively, it's something God is working on you
yeah.
with.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
Jason and I just talked about this
Yeah.
last week about like, we're talking about not taking stuff for granted.
Yeah.
And it's come up repetitively,
Yeah.
repetitively. Bro, we probably better not take shit for granted.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like we probably better be appreciative of every single moment and every single thing in our lives.
Yeah.
And you know, I'm just telling you, God's preparing you for something.
He is.
If you're already dealing with this situation, he's preparing you for another.
I know.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or he's
I
allowing
agree.
you to prepare for another. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? And look, it's the interesting thing about life, and it's the interesting thing about this life and this relationship. It's just like rinse and repeat, right? Hey, you haven't got that figured out yet, so we're going to do it again. We're going to do it again. And we're going to do it again because practice makes perfect, right?
Right.
And you get a little better every single time. You know what I mean? First time you ever threw catch with your dad, did you eat a few?
More than a few, yes.
But over a period of time, you got effective.
Yeah.
And you may not have been perfect,
Right.
but you got effective.
I got effective.
And you got
Yep.
effective enough to where you could protect yourself and you could make the play, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's the same idea. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
the exact same thing, just different application.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Life is about facing the issue, getting better. Fail, get better. Fail, get better. Fail, get better. Fail, get better.
Yeah.
Because we learn so much more from failure.
Well, and I think it's just because I've been having a lot on my plate too. Tuesdays I've been having that on my plate too, so I've been trying not to.
What about Tuesdays?
This Tuesday, my MRI.
That's right.
So
Tomorrow.
yeah, so tomorrow's getting my
Okay.
MRI results. So I've been trying to to focus on something else besides that, and not take this and take that away from it. So I've been.
Okay, so we need to deal with that though, because I'm concerned about why you're so concerned about it.
What?
Why are you so scared?
I don't want surgery.
You're not going to get a choice.
Well, I don't want to. I want to be able to see what I can.
You're not going to get a choice.
What? No, we're not going to speak that. We're going to see what
I'm
the
just
choice.
telling
I'm just
you.
saying.
We're going to ask,
We're going to ask
but I'm just telling you. Why do you not want to get surgery?
because I don't want surgery. I want to see what I
Why?
can do besides. Because I don't want to. I just don't.
Why?
Because I've seen people not come well out of it, and I don't want to miss work that many times. I don't want to. Yeah, no.
You're not going to.
Okay,
That's not what's going to happen.
I'm just saying. Yeah.
But listen, you can't ask for an answer, get an answer, and say that's not the answer.
I know, but I'm just saying.
Because you're going to sound like some other people in our lives that piss us off.
I know. I'm just going to go in with a clear head. And
this is why I'm going.
I know, because if I go by myself, I mean, like, that's not what I want. That is not what I want, sir. I'm sorry. Is there another option? Is there something else? There's another road. Is there something else that I can, is there another road I can go down?
Look.
I don't want surgery on my neck.
I'm being dead honest
I
with
know.
you. I'm pretty sure. I'm about 75% sure that's the only road.
Okay.
But there's a chance it could be not.
It's not.
You know. But look, it's about you. It's about your health. It's about your well-being. And you can sit here and say, it's not that bad. But when your punk ass wakes up 6 out of 7 days a week, bro, it's a freaking problem that needs to be addressed.
I understand that. I agree with you, but I'm
so
just
don't
like,
tell me it's not that big a deal.
Yes, I understand that, but I mean, is there other options? Is there?
Look, I understand exploring options.
Yes, I want to explore options.
If the man across from you that has the 20 years of experience in the field says, this is your best option, that's your best option.
Yeah. Well, I'm hoping that's not my best option. I hope he gives me another option, because I'm like,
okay, but now you got to face the facts.
Okay.
What if that is the only option?
I'll take it, but I don't want to. I really don't want neck surgery. I just don't.
You are thinking of it in a totally wrong way.
I am. I see my end get back my neck
surgery. It's not a fusion. It's not a disc removal. It's none of that. It's just opening a gap. It's just cleaning it up. That's all it is. It's not like what you're thinking. It's not like that. Okay? Look, imagine the center of your spine, let's say a vertebrae in your neck, this is the hole in the center where the central nervous system runs through, right? And then it does this. All they're doing is trying to clear it up to do that so that it stops putting pressure on the nerves. It's just like our plumbing.
Okay, my deal is that's okay. But how long is that going to last?
Look, I asked my primary care physician, and he said she's going to feel like $1 million after that.
But my deal is am I going to have it done again and again?
Highly doubtful.
Okay, that's all if we can get it done one time, I'm great with that.
Okay, so what? But exactly. But what you're talking about is like a disc replacement, a disc removal. That's a completely different thing. Look, usually if you have to have, this is why I don't want to have surgery on my back, right? Because if I have one, I'm probably going to have another, because we're talking about either putting what do they call that?
My deal is this is what I think about a pinched nerve. Like they take it and they just move it, and then that's it.
That's not how it works.
I know it's how it works, but that's what
you can't play with those nerves either, though. You can't play around with those.
I know.
Anyway, if they did a fusion in my back, that would make it stiff. That way it will never move again in the right way forever, which means I'm going to put pressure on a different portion of my back. What we're talking about with you is different. That's not what's going to happen. They're just opening up space so that the nerves will not be get pressure I'll put on them, causing the pain and tingling in your arms. It's a completely different thing. It's not the same at all.
Okay.
Do you trust me?
I do trust you.
No, you don't. Look at your face.
No, I do.
You should see your face right now. You're like, okay. And look, this podcast is not the place to have that conversation, but you'll never talk to me about it anyway. So yeah, it is. But
I do trust you. I'm just like, everybody says neck surgery. I'm like, yeah.
It is neck surgery, but it's not like super invasive. It's not like splitting open your neck. You know what I mean? It's like an incision that big. Just like what they did to take out that lump from your back, that the calcification or whatever. It's like that big. And
it costs so much money just to do that one incision.
Do you know why?
Because it's a major.
Because your central nervous system is right there. And if you pluck that nervous system, it can shut you down from the neck down, okay?
That's another thing I'm scared too.
Okay, I understand that. I get that. Listen to me, though. Listen to me. That's why those dudes make that kind of money.
True.
Because that's what they're trained to do.
True.
And they are good at what they do. It's like the pilot in the airplane, bro. You think he wants to die? Hell no. So he going to keep that plane off the ground. True. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, they're good at what they do. You got to trust God's hand.
I know. I do trust that. I mean, I do.
I'm not of the opinion that this is a weird conversation. I don't know how we ended up here. It doesn't matter. I'm not of the opinion. There are certain spiritual folks that will say they won't go to the doctor because they just want God to heal them. Look, I do believe that God heals, but God works through his people.
Yeah, I got you.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
And so you got to trust that the hand of God is on that.
Yeah, I know. I agree with you there. I understand that.
Trust in the Lord.
I do trust in the Lord. I do trust in the Lord.
With my eyes rolling the whole time.
I do. I'm telling you, I really honestly do. I do. That's why I think this is why I take
it's stressing you out a little bit.
Yes. So this is why I've been taking offense to a lot of things, not just certain things. So I've been worried about that. So that's why I've been taking offense to a lot of things, not just certain things.
You're stressed out a little bit.
Yeah. So I feel like a lot of things, just, it's a lot of things.
And then my back is all janky and
yeah, but I'll take a break if you want to go first.
No. See, there's a difference. The two things are not the same. Okay, they're talking about completely repositioning a vertebrae in my back. And that's not the same thing. It's not just going in and cleaning it up. It's actually shifting, replacing, and fusing. That's a whole different scenario. You're talking about splitting open a portion of my spine to be able to do all of that. And the recovery will be long for me.
Yeah.
For you, from my understanding, I've done some research on this because I know you
I don't want to miss work.
No, I don't even think you'll miss you may miss a day. Maybe two. Or you may miss a Thursday and you'll be back on Monday. Based on what I understand, they're saying the recovery time is very short.
I just started most seasons. I was like, ugh.
You got me.
I know I do.
You got me. I got you.
I know.
I got you. You were willing to throw me on your back?
I know.
Terry.
Terry. I know.
Tell everybody about me getting out of bed yesterday.
That's so true. I agree.
Just tell everybody. I want you to tell the story. From your perspective.
So he got out of bed yesterday morning, Sunday morning. And he got out of bed and he was like crouched over like Hunchback of Notre Dame, And I felt bad. He goes, I can't get up. I said, okay, well, I'll help you up. So I leaned over, pushed him up with my back. And he's like, oh, get down. And I mean, I felt so terrible. And he bent back down. But I did have him put your shoes on. He got up, I mean, I felt terrible for you. I felt really bad because you could see that just the tense on that one side. You could just seen it you could see the muscle just you seen it raise up and everything. I was like, I know that hurts because you just seen it from where your backbone right there, and you could just seen that muscle just so tight. I was like, there was no rubbing that out because you even touched it. But you were like,
oh, the pain was severe. Yeah, the pain was severe. And look, I don't consider myself the toughest person in the world, but I'm pretty tough. I can handle some physical pain and some emotional pain. It was right there. I was on the verge of tears, and that's a lot. And it was mostly because I couldn't get it to stop enough for me to stand up.
Yeah.
And look, you said 3 times, I don't think you should go to church. And I'm like, no.
I'm going.
And maybe that's just me being stubborn, and maybe that's just because that's the way God designed me. I don't know. But at the end of the day, you stuck your back up underneath me and pushed up on me to lift me up, right? Twice. And then you held me up as I'm please let go, please. Oh, stop, please. And it finally calmed down enough for me to stand up, and my legs were like rubber. They were like rubber.
I felt so terrible. I was like,
and you put my shoes on, you helped me put my pants on. Dude,
I
you know how demoralizing that is?
I know, because I don't think I could do it either. I'd be like, oh, dude, I can do something.
You helped me put my pants on. You helped me put my shoes on. Are you sure you want to do this? Yes, I want to do this. I want to go to church. I'm not sitting down, though. Because if I sit down, I'm not sure I'm getting back up.
Yeah.
So I told you, we'll go to first service. I'll serve in the elementary, and we're going home. Because I can't sit down. I was so scared to sit down. Mm-hmm. I don't think I sat down for like 3 hours after we got home either. It took a while before I finally sat down.
Yeah, because that's when Dad said, you don't have to cook. I'm like, yes, you do. I'm hungry. I was like,
I told him, I said, honestly, it feels better to stand than it does to sit. So I'm just going to stay on my feet.
I just think you need some better shoes. I don't think after you got rid of what was those ones called? The
Air Maxes. Yeah. Well, on top of that, I have only one pair that I've been wearing because I had to take these ones off too because they squeeze my feet too bad. I can't wear them. So I used to rotate shoes all the time, and I can't do that anymore. I'm only wearing the same pair all the time, so I'm wearing them out. Mm-hmm. But at the end of the day, the conversation was about, like, look, I'll throw you on my back if I have to.
I know.
But it has to go both ways, right? What would you want me to do?
I get what you're saying.
Answer the question out loud. What would you want me to do?
Why have to answer it out loud?
Because you have to. What would
you
want
me
to
record it?
No, I just want you to say it.
I would throw you on my back. I would do anything for you.
I know. What would you want me to do if I was you?
I would.
You would want me to have the surgery?
Yes, I would.
Say it again.
I would want you to have the surgery.
Okay. You got to treat yourself the same.
I agree.
If you're willing to do all that for me, you got to be willing to do all that for yourself and allow me to love and support and be your backbone too, right? Because, hey, look, between the two of us, we make one decent back.
True. That's so true.
Right? And look, yesterday, we hooked up the ice machine.
I did it myself.
I was coaching you. I
got this. I did good.
But you did it all. You know what I'm saying? But like, that's it. That's it right there. That's the answer to all of that. It's like, look, we're in this thing together, right? We're in this fight together. And you're so stressed out, it's causing you to act in a way that's not you.
Not me.
Right? Same for me. Look, I've been the same way about things.
True.
About my back, about stuff at work and stuff like that. It's the same. And you're always very supportive and you're always very encouraging and all that. It's the same. It's got to be the same.
True.
Otherwise, it's not right for you. You know what I mean? It's out of balance.
It is.
You know what I'm saying? So, look, God's got our back. I got your back.
You just got to learn to stop and trust and listen. And
it's hard.
It is hard.
It's freaking hard. It's hard to not let our feelings get in the way.
Yeah.
How many times have you heard,
sorry.
How many times have you heard Pastor Richie talk about giving up your right to be right? And, you know, like...
Well, Pam's message on Sunday was so great.
I feel bad because I didn't get to experience
it. Oh, my gosh. It was so good. You'll have to go back and listen to it. It was so good. I can't tell you, it was so good. I mean, she had so much scripture, and it was amazing scriptures. It really was good.
There's one thing that you wrote down about, and I kind of just glanced at your notes about God being bigger than you think, and then it says, "Quit making yourself small." Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's the same. This is exactly what we're talking about here.
Yeah.
Like, look, God's got your back
all the time.
He loves you, and
Every
he wants
day.
you to have
every day because he already knows what we're going through before we even know what we're going through. He already knows the path that he has for us. We just don't.
Our problem is we don't trust. We don't trust him. We want to do it
so
in our own
bad
strength.
because we go to church every day and we leave and we.
It goes back to that thing that I've said in my quote.
Yeah.
It says, "How stubborn are we that we must continue to repeat the same old things just so we
Yep.
can say I did it on my own."
I did them all. Yep.
You're stupid.
Yes.
Stop.
Yeah.
I'm stupid. Stop. It's not a. God doesn't want you to do it on your own, dummy. He wants you to rely on him. Why do you think Proverbs 3:5 says, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding"?
Yeah.
Don't trust yourself, silly,
It's
because
our
you're not
flesh-
reliable.
Our flesh tells us, just like the devil, he knows he's just as good as, but we give him more power than we should. We give
don't-
him way more power than we should.
Yeah, because he doesn't deserve it.
No, not at all.
He doesn't even deserve a place at the table.
Absolutely not. But we gave him one. We give him one.
We
all the
continue
time.
to give him one over and over and over again. Like,
We continue to. Give him one.
you're right. I'm not a very good person, and I don't do all the right things, and I drank too much, and I said all that, and I did that. Shut the front door.
Because my God says I am the light of the world.
You are
I am a child of God.
city on a hill, baby. You're a beacon. That's what that means. You're a
Yep.
beacon of light.
Yep.
But you have to possess it. You have to
Mhm.
take hold of it. You can't just think it. You can't just say it. You gotta be it.
Yep.
You know what I mean? It goes into, it says, "I know, therefore I do."
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You know what I mean? I know, so I do,
Yep.
right? I know that I'm supposed to have grace for people
Yeah.
because we're all jacked up.
Yeah.
So I do.
It's like here lately. We haven't been letting the kids watch TV, so I took my big speaker that Casey gave me, and we've been listening to Christian music, kids music, and it's so funny because I love to watch my little Bonnie. She's like, what's that one y'all listen to?
Oof. There's a couple of them. I don't know.
It's
which
that
one.
one where they're marching. What is it called?
It's called On the March. It says, it's the belt of truth. Put on the belt of truth.
No.
I got that.
No, it's golly. We march in, amen, and it's golly.
You can't remember
I
what it is now?
cannot remember what it's called
That
now.
sucks.
But yeah, but we're listening to this, and then Nora goes, yeah, I want to listen to that one where the light is. And I'm like, I know which one you're talking about. It out.
Yeah. It out.
And we've been listening to all that. We've been listening to all these kids' Christian music, and they'll sit in the tablet and just watch and just listen to all of them.
Yeah.
All of the kids' music, and we haven't been watching any TV, but at when I fix lunch and an hour before they go home. And we've been listening to all Christian music because we're not watching TV anymore because I don't know where they're coming up with this wanting to kiss each other, and I'm about done with it. I'm like, nope, we're not doing that here.
Yeah.
So we've been listening to a bunch of Christian music and stuff like that. So
Yeah, I see what you're saying. The kids are acting in the ways that you're like, okay.
not
no.
gonna do it. We're gonna be listening to some, and I've been turning it on so they could play as they listen to it. But no, they want to watch the tablet.
Well, and you know that, look, what garbage in, garbage out, right? And
Yes.
so like we're grown people, so we have learned, or well, hopefully we have learned how to kind of separate the two.
Yeah.
And like understanding that, like, okay, what I'm watching right here, this is bull crap.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And so like I don't have to let that affect who
Yeah.
I am.
Mm-hmm.
It's just something that I watch because I find it interesting.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because, and look, I'll be honest with you, and I haven't watched any in quite a while, but I'm a psychology person and I'm a sociology person, so I find it interesting the way people's brains work, and so serial killers and stuff like that are interesting to me, and so I've watched a lot of documentaries about that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I had to stop because I started questioning stuff like, well, what keeps me from being a serial? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
where's the line? What broke inside of their minds to make them become that?
Yeah.
And how far away from that am I? And
Yeah.
that's what I started to
I
say.
cannot watch that
I
stuff.
started to think, man, the line between the two things is not very far off. Like
yeah.
it doesn't.
No, I get it.
It comes from like, okay, I choose not to act on it.
Yeah.
They choose to act on it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It goes right back to the beginning of the conversation.
Yeah,
It was
absolutely.
like, I don't think you ought to said that. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? You don't
It's
got to
just
tell
like-
everything.
It's just like, there was that football player or whatever.
Mhm.
I think
Aaron
his
Hernandez.
someone killed his mom or a driver killed his mom. I can't remember.
Oh, you're talking about my
can't remember.
goodness. Warwick Dunn and his
Yeah.
mom was a police officer.
Yes.
Yeah,
And
we've
you're
talked
like,
about that on here before.
yeah, and then yes, and that kid was like, that guy was, I'm sorry, and I was like, dude, to take the power to do that,
Yeah.
that takes a lot to be like. Could you walk up to someone and say,
I forgive you.
I forgive you? I'm like, ugh. So, but to give grace and forgiveness, that is just, that takes a lot of grace and power and everything. That's so, hard, and I can barely give grace to myself
Amen.
for anything else. Cause I, just like, it's funny because one lady at my church, in Sunday, she goes, Terry, what are you? I said, I'm enough. She goes, no, I can't hear you. So I yelled through the church, I'm enough. And she gave me a thumbs up, and I said, thanks. So it was nice to be able to, for people to look at me like that, because I do not give myself enough. I don't give myself grace, so.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Okay, so what you just talked about kind of reminded me of this, and you and I have never used a video before,
Okay.
but I want to here today.
Okay.
And it's just about what you're talking about with that, having that power to forgive
Yeah.
in an impossible circumstance.
Impossible.
Right?
That's so hard impossible just to be like, to look at your killer or anybody and say,
Yeah.
You had said your memory, when it comes to all of the women you took, was gone. Our memory is not.
Just watch.
In your words, you said that they didn't mean anything to you, but she meant everything to us.
She was a mother, she was a wife, she was a sister, and we miss her.
Gary Ridgway sat there stone-faced as victims' relatives damned him and mocked him.
He's an animal. I wish for him to have a long, suffering, cruel death.
He's gonna go to hell, and that's where he belongs.
But then the emotionless facade finally cracked when the father of one of his victims appeared to surprise him with a dose of human kindness.
Mr. Ridgway, there are people here that hate you. I'm not one of them. You've made it difficult to live up to what I believe, and that is what God says to do, and that's to forgive. You are forgiven, sir.
oh my, he's like, did you see him go?
Yeah, he broke. He was okay facing the unforgiveness.
Yeah.
But being faced with forgiveness, he broke.
He broke in half. To look at him, and he was like,
Yeah. And the strength of the man giving that. You know what I mean? Like the strength of that man to step up to that podium after listening to all these people delivering all these hate-filled messages. And look, nobody can blame them for their feelings. You know what I mean?
yes.
Totally
It's
understand.
just like funerals you go to.
Yeah.
I mean,
okay, look, it's the same thing. Like, listen, I've talked 100 times about like hurt my kids, hurt my grandkids, and the wrath that I will pay. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's the same thing. I understand feeling that way, but for that man to say, you've made it difficult for me to do this because this is what God calls us to do, but I forgive you.
I forgive you. And he just was like, I was just like,
Yeah, that's so powerful.
It's so
and,
powerful.
And so going right back to the beginning of our conversation about taking an offense, man, your forgiveness is far more powerful than your condemnation.
Absolutely.
You know? And so passing on that love, passing on that grace is way more impactful than passing on your judgment.
Yeah.
I love you. It's
I
been a
love
good
you more.
conversation. You're my greatest friend, bro.
You're my greatest friend.
By far.
So it's a good conversation.
It was. You know what's crazy? I don't ever know how good or bad the conversation happens to be until I'm editing, and I'm like, "Wow,
It's gonna be a good one.
this is way better than I thought." I was doing editing last week, and it was the first episode, after we missed a week or whatever. And I took a picture of the paper because I have my little notebook that I take the time stamps on that I can do the clips or whatever. I took a picture of it and sent it to Jason, and I was like, bro, look at all these. I had like 12 different possible clips, which is normally I get like 5 or 6.
Yeah.
It was like, dude, like that's good news. Like it's bad news in the fact that it creates more work, but it's good news in the fact that there's that much.
It was funny because Brooke asked me, she goes, do you ever have conversation? I said, I like to have a topic. I like to have something I want to talk about.
There's always, it's good to have a base.
Yeah, and that's what I told Brooke. I said, John and Jason, they like to talk. They talk before, like 30, 40 minutes before they get started, and then it kind of leads into that. I said, I and John, I like to have a topic. She goes, you're going to talk about what I talked about today, and I was like, maybe.
Probably.
I said, why do you ask? She goes, well, let me just, because I asked
Let me make sure you got the right
Let me get the right quote we talked about. I was like, I appreciate that, but thank you. I said, because I just, it's just something I like to, something I do. I just like to,
Oh, that's all right.
And I like to pray about those things too that we talk. I talk to her about sometimes. I said, because the people I talk about is you, Hannah. I said, I talk about Christian and Jenna, how they talk about their kids and those type of things. I said, so you know what? So yes, I said, I talk about y'all all the time. I said, y'all are my people,
Yeah.
And, Brittany, she's my people, so
dude.
I said, just remember, if y'all just go and listen,
Somebody got to listen.
like it, share it.
You got a joke for me, baby?
Oh, I'm sorry. I folded my paper up. I sure do.
We're getting to the end here.
I do. I actually have one, but what do you call a cheese that isn't yours? You've already heard this one. Shut up. Okay, let me.
Nacho cheese.
Nacho cheese. Okay. What did the ocean say to the beach?
I don't know. What did the ocean say?
Can I crash here?
Good job. That was a good one. Yes. High five.
High five.
Good for you. Okay. It's not exactly like encompassing to, but when I listen to what this quote is, it reminds me of kind of the challenge we face and what we want to do here. Courage is being scared, but saddling up and doing it anyway. John Wayne.
Oh, that is a good one. That is a John Wayne. I like John Wayne.
It just reminds me of what we're talking about in a way. Like, look, it's hard to pass on that grace.
Yeah.
It's hard to take that initiative to be loving. It's hard to pass on that humility. It's hard to do.
It's hard to settle on and just ride it on anyway.
But you're going to do it anyway.
Exactly. Yeah.
Look, you're going to find a lot more fulfillment, a lot more peace if you will do it.
Face reality. Face it head on. Face the things that you need to face without being afraid.
No fear.
No fear.
God's word says, do not, some form of this, do not be afraid, do not fear, fear not, at least 365 times in the Bible.
Absolutely.
Which means it's probably important.
Absolutely.
Do not be afraid. And so I'm super grateful for what we do here.
Yeah.
I hope that people enjoy it. If they do, they should comment a little bit.
Should buy a shirt from us, support us, a bumper sticker.
A sticker, a shirt. Look.
Got them all over there. Right over there. See him over there? We can get any color you want.
Yeah, anything you want.
Just tell us why.
We've got email, we've got social media.
We can pray for you. We can do anything like that.
I think above anything else, above all else, if there's something that we can pray for you for,
Absolutely.
please reach out to us. We'd love to do that for you.
Yes.
Other than that, man, go check out the website. You can find everything from there, www.bumper-sticker-wisdom.com. For Bumper Sticker Wisdom, I'm John.
I'm Terry.